love in you, why would you get to fight to get something that you already have in you? And I think this is why most relationships do not work. Because when you focus on violence, whatever the foundation that you start your relationship with is the foundation that will sustain that relationship. If that relationship is meant or is started through the context of love, it is not started from the context of violence and fighting. Why are you striving to get that thing? If it is not already in you, you cannot give what you do not have. You cannot love your neighbor if you do not love yourself. So, unless I know the reason as to why you want me and I want you is not because I need you. This is where we get things wrong. You do not get into relationships because you need someone. You get into the relationships because you want someone, meaning you can live without them. Life iko hivi. I am not fighting for you. If you want to live, you can live. This is why the relationship between us and Christ is not forced. You understand? It is not forced. It is like this. You can either decide to live or stay. That is where free will comes in. So you have to realize as a believer, and even non-believers, if you're in a relationship and you realize that most of the times it is just violence and war, those are red flags. You should not be in the context of you're always on high alert. Because of what? You're afraid. You're afraid of losing. You're afraid of losing someone. If you are afraid of losing them, then ask yourself, were they really yours? Were they ever yours? Because what is yours will come to you, whether you like it or not. What has been ordained for you, you will get to meet it. So do not have that anxiety of, what if I leave her, or what if I leave him to go out, and then by the end of it, this happens, and then she comes back and she's with another person. Never fear. Walk by faith, not by sight. And have that confidence in your heart to know that you are enough. Hii maneno ya 50-50 nitoka wapi? Ladies and gentlemen. Nauliza, where did this 50-50 thing in relationships come from? Ati, you complete me. Ati sijui you are the only bean in my githeri. Ati sijui when you are the only fish in the ocean or in my ocean. Sijui nini. As in, I understand that before I was born again, these were pickup lines. But coming to think of it, being someone that, listen to this statement, I cannot live without you. I cannot breathe without you. My dear, I am breathing right now without you. I am living right now without you. I do not need you. I want you. Meaning, if you want to walk away, you can walk away. This is not a negotiation where if you leave, you will live with my half, and I will never find any other person like you. At the end of it, please understand this. For the men that are listening to me, you have been given life. You have been given purpose and vision. From the context of, if the focus is pursuing the lady instead of pursuing the purpose, the lady will be caught or atengizwa box. But the main thing from the lady's side will be, this person is only focused on me and not focused on the vision. Sooner rather than later, you will start fighting because your vision and your focus changed from what God has assigned you to do to a specific woman. Understand this. If you do not lead, you will find yourself being led. So ask yourself this. In the relationship, are you a follower or are you a leader? There are two scenarios. There's one scenario where you have two leaders, a lady and a guy, and one of them decides to submit, but that does not mean that they are still not a leader. Meaning that if you choose to lose focus, since they can still lead, they will lead. And this is where we go wrong. Focusing on yourself, starting a vision, and then at the journey you choose to focus on yourself and flesh. Unless you understand that Christ has given you vision, and that vision is not for you. It is not for your personal gain, but for the benefit of the community that you're going to be impacting. You will be focusing on yourself, and at the end of it, it will lead to peril, and it will lead to selfishness, and it will trickle down into your family. So you need to be very focused on focusing on what vision God has given you. Have the boldness to actually live out what God has given you to do. Ladies and gentlemen, do not focus on pursuing relationships from the context of kila saa. You can't sleep. When anything happens that is wrong. I have a friend, I will not say who they are, but they told me, Maze, I have not been sleeping well because apparently I did something wrong, and my babe called me and told me that, guy, why is it that you did this thing? I am mad right now. So I can't sleep because I am afraid that they will leave me. My friend, fear is not your God. Understand this. When you know who you are, you will never be swayed by opinions and people's emotions. This does not say that you do not get to reason with someone and you do not get to seek them to actually sit down with them. Lakini manze ukikaa hapa hivi tunafikiria ati umse akitoka manze ati nitakufa cause they are my 50%. When you get into a relationship, you get into a relationship with, okay, no one is ever 100%. You get into a relationship, let's say 80%. Alafu mnaendelea mkirifainiana. But you are supposed to be complete. You do not get into a relationship with deficits. You get into a relationship because you know who you are. So hii maneno ya sijui you complete me, sijui you are the only one for me. By the way, that's another story for another day. But this is a subject that I think we should start from the context of just a discussion. I do not believe God has one specific person for you. That's just my opinion. I do not believe God has one specific person. Because if that was the case, then why is it that when someone dies, you are free to marry another person? If there's only one person. Why is it that when someone cheats, you are able to divorce them and marry another person? So, I believe that there are principles of relationships in the Bible, meaning you are supposed to be committed to one person. Yes. But that does not mean that you're going to think about this. What of the people who are eunuchs? For the people who decided that they don't want to get married and they want to die single, like Paul, does that mean that the better half, or that person that God has created them for, died single also? No, they found someone else. For the people that decided that, okay, I am choosing that I will not stay as a male, I will transition. The wife that God had meant for them, what is going to happen to that? I think sometimes we just put things in our minds and choose to believe in them. So someone stays until they are 45, a lady, saying that they are waiting for their person. Men have been coming left, right, and center. Watu wamekuwa God amekuwa akileta wanaume, like there's this person that is good, there's this person that is good. You have been praying, ndio huyu mwingine. Crazy Kena did a video of praying for God to bring to him the person. Alafu God anamletea mtu, hapana. God anamletea mtu mwingine, hapana. At the end of it, you need to open your eyes. Even as you're praying, allow God to open your insight, not even your sight. Because if you focus on your sight, manze itakuwa tu na focus na nyash. But at the end of it, the focus will not be fruitful, because if your focus is outward appearance, that relationship will never last. That relationship will never last. So understand this. Focus on Christ. Let Christ show you who the right person is, not the only person. Please remember that. Kama mnataka kudispute, mnaweza dispute. Hii na wa challenge. Mimi si believe ati kuna tu mtu mmoja hii dunia yote mzima, 8 billion people. I don't believe that. But I believe that it is your responsibility to get to find the person for you. You get? Because marriage is a choice. It's something that you choose. You can decide to choose someone else or someone else, but at the end of it, it's your choice. So, as you're walking this earth, remember, like, focus. Focus is not you building yourself to 50%, then going to someone who is 50, then you people make 100. Focus is you people coming as complete people, meaning that even when someone decides to walk away, you are not under any deficit. Remember that. Take that to the bank. Be blessed.